Hey everybody. So I've had this bike, I don't know, almost a couple weeks, month. And one of the challenges that I've been facing is trying to find a place to mount my phone. I really don't have a lot of handlebar space to utilize. I kind of explored this option, getting a piece of flat steel and bending it a certain way, but I don't necessarily like it there. I don't want it right in front of me because I'm also going to have I also have a tank bag, so I won't be able to see the phone there. So I've tried to come up with techniques. I think I have the ability to mount it here, but I don't know if I necessarily want it there. So what I was looking at, and somebody posted it on one of the groups on Facebook. They had a bar utilizing these two screws. They had a bar here. Okay. I don't remember. I think I asked if they bought it, and I don't think I got a response. So what I ended up doing was I went to Home Depot and I bought this 3/4 inch by 36 inch pipe. I think it might have cost me like 20 something bucks. I don't remember, but here it is. All right. Now it's not the thickest pipe I could have acquired, but I figured I'm gonna use some grommets. So when I mount the phone holder, the phone holder is not gonna be able to grip onto this 3/4 inch. But I bought 2 grommets, and I'm probably yelling right now, sorry. So what I did is, just to get going on this, I ended up determining that between these 2 screws, this one and this one, it's 11.5 inches. So I basically rounded up to about 11 and 2/16, just to have a little extra. Probably could have cut it a little shorter, but it's okay. I use a little hacksaw to cut it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten each end. Why am I going to flatten each end? Well, I don't want this popping up like this. For some reason I mess it up. Guess what? I still have more pipe, but I'm going to experiment by flattening each end. And I'm going to use a hammer or a sledgehammer. Wish me luck. All right. I know this is primitive, but what the hell? So I'm just going to start. Up. Oops, sorry. That's what I got so far. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's gonna work the way I want it to. It's not perfectly cool, but hey, it's gonna have to work. Okay. See that? Okay. Now the key is trying to get both sides the same. So I'm going to use a ledge like this to get it started. Okay. Okay. Got it started. I think I've pretty much got it. Doesn't look as pretty as I wanted it to. It's gonna work for me, I think. Try to tap in a little more beauty into it. I'm gonna also sand it, try to make it, okay, I kind of see that. It's a little bit, it's not. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see what happens. This to kind of help me. There we go. That gives me a cleaner finish. All right, there we go. I'm through. All right, let's kind of examine this. It's not straight, but I can fix that with some pliers. Need to hit this side a little bit more, kind of like this side and this side. So here we got it. It'll work. Don't judge me. Okay. Yeah. I can probably bend that a little bit, but I can always shave off some of this. Okay. Okay, so it's pretty flat. I'm not done, of course, but kind of see. You want this to be same with parallel with this. At this point, I'm just gonna use this to kind of make it a little straighter. I wish I had a press of some kind, a vise. If I had a vise, it would have been so much easier. And then just put a couple pieces of metal plate and get another. There we go. There we go. So I'm gonna straighten that. That looks straighter. Okay. That looks straighter. And this side, it's a little crooked. You see how crooked it is? So I'm gonna kind of adjust this. I'm just using my hand. That looks straighter. A little bit, but not quite. Okay. It looks straighter. Oh, look, when I hammered it, it split this. I'm gonna have to sand that down and have to figure that out. Yeah, I wish I would have had another mechanism to do this. It would have been a lot nicer. It would have turned out a lot more. But right now I'm looking for functionality, not so much beauty. Trying to straighten that. Okay, so here's what we got. I still have, okay, hold on. See how it's crooked? This is flat, but look at that. So I gotta fix that. So that's gotta come down. This has gotta come down that way. All right, let's give it a shot. It's gotta come down a little bit. Hold this like this. Let's see. I thought about just drilling holes in the pipe as it was, but I figured, I don't know, I just wanted it to be more flush. Okay, so, let's see. Straighter. Okay. All right, next thing is I measured 11.5 and marked with the felt tip. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put a punch so that when I do drill through it, it doesn't slip. Okay. All right, so I grabbed my drill, and what I'm holding here is one of the standard screws that, I don't know, it's commonly used on taking off body panels and stuff like that. It's basically, this is a standard one, which I think is a 16mm length. It's a M5 0.8, and it's 16mm long. Now, the only reason I'm holding this one, we're gonna use long ones. I bought some 35 and 40 inch millimeter long ones at Home Depot a while ago today. But the reason I'm pulling this out is because I wanted the drill, the hole that I drill, to be able to fit this. Not too big and not too small, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna see what it's gonna be. I got one hand, so I'm gonna turn this off and get back in here. So I drilled it with my cordless drill. I couldn't figure out the size because I'm blind. So I ended up using a piece of wood to set this on like this and then drill. Let's take a look. It goes through, good. Let's take a look at the other side. It goes through, good. Okay, awesome. Okay, there it is. I ended up buying, gosh, this thing doesn't want to zoom. Okay, I ended up buying, I'll show you right now. I ended up buying these rubber washers, I guess, neoprene washers, to help with the dampening. And these are the two screws I bought. They're M5-0.8 by 35 millimeters long. So that's what I bought. They're Allen wrench style, just fine. So it fits snug. Now what I'm gonna do is take it back out. Now that I know the measurements are right, I'm gonna bring down a grinder. I'm gonna round these off and clean this up more, and probably run some steel wool across this and leave it natural like that. I don't want to necessarily paint it. I'm in the shade here. All right, let's see here. Stop. You have them rounding that edge? I'm gonna be rounding all the edges. All right. So here's what I done did. What I'm gonna do next is use a hand file, finally file it. Then after that, I'm gonna use a wire. I said a wire, whatever you wanna call it. All right, guys, so this is the finished product, okay? I used a little steel wool to clean it up a little bit. I used a wire wheel to try to get out the big, the scratches, hammer marks. But I'm good with this, I'm okay with this. Now, here's the thing. I'm gonna put these grommets on that I bought at Home Depot. This is the part number, I guess. It's a 3/4 inch grommet. Looks like this, okay? And I'm gonna put it in here, slide it on. Got a second one that I'm gonna use. Hold on, while I open a second grommet in my hand that I had to take out of my pocket. I'm gonna slip it on here, okay? Now the grommet, so that when I put the, the thingy, it holds on to this and it kind of creates a little dampening, okay? Then, when I put the bolts in, see the space there? I got washers that are a little bigger than that, okay? So it can stand off. The reason I want that is because I don't want these little neoprene washers to sink into that. Okay, so, come on. You'll see that I put a rubber grommet right there, and then also over here before the bolt goes in. Then I'm gonna put the washer. All right, guys, everything worked out. Remember, I didn't do this too tight. I did it tight enough for the grommets to get squished, but I left it like that because I don't want to end up having to tighten this up. I gotta fix this one, it's a little loose. Okay, those two grommets I put right in the middle. And I'm gonna put these right over it. I'm gonna tighten that down, probably that angle right there, just like that, as opposed to that. Although I can do that. I'll probably do that so it's higher. Yeah, because I want the phone to be a little higher. All right, let's take it out. I'm gonna tighten it down. Hey guys, there's a finished product. I know you can show